Okay, hello and welcome. So I've decided to pick my favourite movies from the year 2000 to the present day. Some years there may not be as many films as others, such as this year 2000 that's included in this video. There's not so many movies, but I felt doing it this way was both easier for me because I don't have to pick like a top 10 from all the years. That would be impossible, and this way the videos won't be too long either time. Well, for some years there will be, like 2004, 2007, a lot of movies, 2008, a lot of movies there to worth note, but other years there's going to be not so many, this one included. Remember, of course, I'm only picking ones I've seen and enjoyed, so if at any stage there's one not on the list that you feel I would enjoy or you enjoyed personally, please feel free to recommend it to me, and as always, please feel free to discuss the ones I have included, and I'll also throw in my comebacks and opinions too as well, and we can get a discussion going. So let's kick it off with the year 2000. I think I'll kick it off with my favourite movie of 2000, Almost Famous. As I say, Almost Famous is hands down my favourite movie of 2000. It's a beautiful film. It's a love letter to music, to the attitude of the time, to journalism and to young love. I didn't have many expectations before seeing the film, but after I saw it I couldn't forget it. It's just such a great piece of work. All the acting is top notch, the characters are all interesting and likeable in their own ways. There's specific scenes worth noting, such as when he jumps from the house into the pool, or the brilliant tiny dancer bit. It's just brilliant. I love this movie, and I'd recommend it to anyone to check it out if you haven't already seen it. It's fantastic. Another highlight for me in 2000 was the John Cusack movie High Fidelity. I'm a big fan of John Cusack. This isn't my favourite John Cusack film, that goes to Grosse Pointe Blank. However, High Fidelity is a cracking film and it's very funny. All the characters are cool, well, not cool really, but they try to be cool, which makes it really funny. You've got kind of like the fantasy cuts when he goes into his little fantasy mode and imagines things. You've got the top 10 lists, brilliant dialogue. Also, I think it's Jack Black's finest hour on film, in my opinion. So, check this one out. Okay, so next film, Requiem for a Dream, I only saw a few weeks back. It's a tough watch. I wouldn't say it's the most depressing film I've ever seen. I'd probably say that was Padaca Needle Park tied with London to Brighton. What I really like about this film is how it perfectly balances two very different spectrums of filmmaking. The subject matter and the locations, characters and situations are so gritty, raw and stark, yet some of the cinematography and camera work used is very stylish and polished. This creates a perfect state and odd visual style that work perfectly with the film and the subject matter. I think the film's very well acted. That's one thing, and I think it definitely deserves to be on this list because although I was slightly, on a downer about it, it is so much a powerful film in that sense that it has to go on this list, and I think it will be a tough rewatch, but I really do want to rewatch it soon. So I'll probably pick it up on DVD. I borrowed it, so I'll probably pick it on DVD soon, and it's worth a watch if you've got a good stomach for it. Okay, so Memento. I didn't like Memento as much as most people did, but I still think Memento is a very solid movie with great performance by Guy Pearce at the centre of the film. What I really like about the film is that even though the timeline is jumbled, when you take it apart, it's still a classically constructed film. Guy's character goes through all the character stages you'd expect, from equilibrium to conflict to resolution, and I would urge people to check this film out because it is very good. I think a lot of people would get probably a little bit more enjoyment out of it than I would, and I'd be interested to see it in its normal timeline, in like a normal chronological order. But even as it is, I still really enjoyed it. I've only seen it once. I think it's one of those films that's going to take a lot of viewing to fully get it and like it, but still at the same time it has to go on this list. It's a really good film. I'd probably say XMen was the first superhero movie to really kick-start the whole trend of superhero movies to come out from this point. It also made Hugh Jackman a household name. It's one of those movies that work both as a Hollywood entertainment and something more, and definitely a notable movie of 2000. I think films like Spider-Man and Spider-Man 2 and Batman Begins, even to some extent, really owe a lot to this film in terms of getting people to go to the cinema to see superhero movies after the shocking blow to the genre that Batman and Robin was. So I think, this movie is definitely worth note for 2000, if only just within that genre. Okay, so that's it for 2000. As you can see, it's a very short list. The earlier ones, some of the earlier ones will be shorter lists because, one, it's an issue of memory, just remembering the films that I liked from those years. And of course, you see them less often and you kind of don't watch them as much when they get older. So it's a little bit more difficult to write about. But when it gets into years like 2004, 2007, 2008, 2009, I'll be talking a lot more about the movies. The videos will be a lot longer. They might be in 2 parts. Just to kick it off, I thought this would be, short, nice little video. As again, recommend any movies I haven't seen. Look forward to 2001.